Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Let's go back into annuities. We know what this is all about. You can go through the previous examples for an update, but for example, let's say you intend to save $100 each year for the next 3 years. How much will you have accumulated at the end of that time if the interest rate is 10% per year? If you start saving immediately, you will have, remember, this is just $100 times 1.10 to the first times, and then we can do this again, 364.19. The result is future value of 364. The multiplying factor, the 100, is the future value of a $100 payment for 3 years. In computing the future value of an annuity, it matters whether it is an immediate annuity, as in our example, or if it is an ordinary annuity. In the case of an ordinary annuity, the first 100 contribution is made at the end of the first period. You can see immediate annuity, and I've discussed this before. We're going to have this notation within Excel. It's going to have the 1 or the 0. See, I just used the simple cash flow, but you can use Excel to do the exact same thing. That being said, although in both cases there are the same number of payments, under the immediate annuity pattern, the entire amount earns interest for an additional year. Thus, an immediate annuity would have a future value equal to that of the ordinary annuity multiplied by 1 plus I. We got this 364. Here we have this 331. If we do this, -1, it should, and I'm just going 332. Oh, that was for 1 year. 331.3, no compounding in this particular case. Okay, we find that the future value of our savings plan, 100 per year, 364.10. You could see 364, 331. Here's the question. How much would you have to put into a fund earning X rate per year to be able to take out Y per year for the next Z years? The formula for the present value of an ordinary annuity of X per period for N periods at an interest rate of I is 1 minus interest rate, etc., etc. You got 10,000, 9.5% interest, compounded monthly. This is 20 years and 9.5%. 20 years, you want 10 grand a month for 20 years. You have to deposit 1,072,810 right here, earning 9.5% interest. Look how shocking it is. 3.5% interest, 1.724. Today, we're in this 4.5% market, and it looks like rates will probably drop. This is fixed rates, okay? U.S. Treasuries. So we're right around there. So you would have to deposit 1.58 million, earning 4.5% interest in order to achieve this $10,000 a month. So the question is, how much will I need for retirement and receive 10 grand a month? Well, there's your answer. Okay, it's shocking. However, the traditional long-term return on the stock market is about 7.5%. So there you go. In between the two, 1.24 million. That's what you're going to need in order to accomplish this. And what are we doing here? 40 years. For 40 years, you're going to need earning 9.5%. Wouldn't that be nice? And you want 10 grand a month for 40 years. For those of you who have really good genes and want to retire at the age of 60, and you can earn 9.5%, you're going to be able to get 10 grand a month. But on the other hand, for 40 years, you got $2 million and you have some really good genes and plan on living 100. There you go. It's expensive. But take this down to 10 years, you got $1 million and you still are earning 5.5% interest on it. You're going to get 10 grand a month for 10 years. Flip it on the other side is, why is Social Security having such a tough time? You can see how much money, how much of a drag that is. Let me show you how this works, and I'm going to use this simple example. We're going to use 921. This 921 comes from here. This is going to be a 10-year annuity, 10 grand a month. How much do you need to put into your investment, or how much do you need in your investment pool? This is 921. This is growing at 5.5%. It's going to last 10 grand a month. Where are the numbers? Right here, 921,436. That's just the present value, G60, and that's going to be, G60 is going to be some number I grabbed from up here. Looks like the rate is 5.5%. And then 10 years times 12, and then B74 is going to be this 10 grand, and it's negative just because it's B74. See this right here? This 10 grand right here? That's just constant, and I probably should highlight that a little more, but that's our monthly income. You can see this is just broken down. You're going to see hidden rows here, and you can just look at the math. Start 921. 921 is going to grow to 925. Then you're going to take out 10 grand. It's going to be 915,659, and it's going to grow at 5.5%. And you see how this trickles. You see the combination. It's pretty slick. And then at the last month, you can see there's 10 grand left. And that's it. No magic here, just the world of compounding. Now, if you go up here, and as I had mentioned earlier, you can see how powerful the world of compounding is. And this is monthly compounding. You take this up to continuous compounding, and it's staggering. So you can see here, 40 years, 1.23 million. You can drag that out for 40 years at 10 grand a month if you're earning 9.5%. Pretty slick. My suggestion here is to work through these numbers. Once I opened up Pandora's box, I started asking myself, what if, and I just kept building on it. And then I go, well, where am I in this picture? And it's sad. It's sad, but my only suggestion is if you're 25 years old, you start your investments now. If you're 30 years old, you're behind the curve. If you're 35, you're really behind the curve. And 40, you're playing catch up. And if you're 50 and you have no retirement, well, Social Security is not something to rely on, and your 401k will be some assistance. But again, you're going to need a secondary and a third source of retirement. Brad Williams, Frugal Finance, all about the money, baby. It's all about the money.